Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. Thank you for stopping by. So today we are going to be doing my weekly shop my stash. Feels like forever since I last did it. Where's my phone? Just checked, the last weekly shop my stash was done on the 30th of July. We're now on the 8th of August I think, so it was done about 9 days ago. Feels a lot longer, but yeah, we're going to be doing my weekly shop my stash. So I'm going to try and just do it over the 6 or 7 days rather than carrying it over to 9 or 10 days. But if I've got a lot to do, if I've got a lot of eyeshadow looks to do, then it will just get carried over. I know which eyeshadow palettes I'm going to be using. I've got one that's been requested that I'm going to pull out, and then I'm going to be pulling the Miss Bliss one out, so then I've used all of all and I can give you more of an in-depth review on which one is my favourite. I think I know which one's going to be my favourite. I think it's going to be the Aura and Out one. So I've just filmed this look with the Colourpop in a Trance. I've also put a reel on. Well, I put 2 reels onto my Instagram if you haven't already seen them yet. If you're not following me over at Instagram, my user handle is beauty_with_Andy__, and it's the same for TikTok as well if you want to go and check that out. But without further ado, let me take you over to my vanity and we'll go through the products that I used last week and pick out new products for the upcoming week. Right, let's get to it. So I'll pull the base drawer out first. Maybe I should just put it down a little bit so you can... Right, so then, let's talk primers. So I did pull this whoops, let me go and pick it up. Right, let's start again. I did pull this e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer in. It's all gone, guys. About midweek, it had all gone. There's absolutely nothing in it. Well, no, there's absolutely nothing in it. So, that's going in empties. It wasn't even a project pan primer. I didn't even know there was not that much left. So I've been using this project pan one. It's the Japanesque Radiance Primer. So there isn't that much left. I don't know if you can see that, but there really isn't that much left. I'm going to leave that out. Right, foundation. Actually, this is another primer that I'm using, the L'Oreal Pore Refining Primer. It's one of their shots. I'm not a lover of it. I do need to get a I do need to get a primer that's going to fill in my pores, but I was surprised at this one, this e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. It filled in pores as well as left me really hydrated, which is a win-win. So I'll definitely repurchase that again. So foundations. So I pulled this Profusion Cosmetics Feel Good Skin Longwear Skin Perfector. It's absolutely stunning, guys. It looks stunning on the skin. I've had a few compliments from you guys, and I agree, it does look really stunning on the skin. I think it's probably one of my best foundations in my collection, which is a bold statement because I've got quite a lot of foundations. The only problem with this is it's too deep. Let me show you just how deep it is. Right, so that's the shade. You can tell that's just far too deep for my skin tone, and I did wear it a couple of days just like that, just to see. It doesn't oxidize or anything, which is good. This shade is in Fair Free Cool Pink, which was the lightest shade for my skin tone, so I just wish they would bring out a few more shades for that. But what I decided to do when I knew that it wasn't going to work for me is use this one as well. This one is in the shade Porcelain. It's in my project pan, so I mixed them and it worked out beautifully. I'm actually wearing them both together today. And that's what you're seeing if you've seen my Instagram reels. I'm wearing this and the Primark one, and I think it makes a lovely combination. I'm wearing more of this than I am the Primark one. So yeah, I really do like it and I would recommend it at this point. So that one's going back. Concealers. I still don't think I'm a lover of these concealers. So this one is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This one is in Fair Rose, so that's the lightest one, and then we've got a slightly deeper shade which is in Fair Beige, so they can go back as well. Don't really have a lot to say on them. I mean, they're okay, but I just feel like they're not that hydrating, on me anyway. I've also been using the Rimmel Good to Glow. It's really, really pretty. It's in 001 Notting Hill Glow. That can go back. Powders. Okay, so we use the Max Factor Miracle Veil Radiant Loose Powder. It's okay, I suppose. I feel like you do get radiance from it, because I did try it with the Primark foundation, and that's quite a matte foundation, and I did get some radiance from it, so it is good for that. But yeah, that's it there. Also, I brought this out, this Revolution Bacon Blot. I really do like this for under the eyes. This one is in the shade Banana. Is that it? I think everything else just stays in here. I think it's Project Pan. Yeah. So let's move down to the next row. So what I did today when I was mixing those foundations is I just put it on this little plate here, and that's kind of my shade. So yeah, I've been using that today. Needs a wash now. Second drawer down. Right, there's a lot in here that I just want to keep in. I don't know how long I'm going to be keeping them in, but I do want to keep them in for the rest of the summer. Maybe not the rest of the summer, but at least for another couple of weeks. I'll put this one back. Really, really like this. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll do you a little swatch. Look at that. If you like peach, oh, I don't know if you can see it. If you like peach, you would love that. Absolutely stunning. Right, so I want to keep the Flower Beauty Blush Bomb in. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I don't think I used that once this week, so that one's staying in. This one can go back for now. I'm not even too sure whether I want to keep it. So it's the Tarte Maracuja Cheek Tint, and it does have a tint to it, guys. When I basically put it on with my fingers, I could see like the pink mark on my hand once I'd put it on. I'm going to see if I can show you now. Right, so that's what it looks like. It's really, really bright. Obviously when you blend it in, it's not as bright. But can you see the tint on my finger? Right, so I'm just going to get a wipe and wipe all this off. Right, so they're staying in. I just keep the Charlotte Tilbury Lipstick in Stoned Rose in because it makes a better like blush. I've not used it in a couple of weeks, but yeah, it does make a better blush than a lipstick for me. Right, so this, we've made some progress, guys. If you look at last week's Shop My Stash to this week's, I've used this more than I've used any bronzer in my collection. But look, I tried making the pan bigger here and it's actually worked. It's absolutely gorgeous, this bronzer. I did use the highlight a couple of times as well. The only time I didn't use this was a couple of days ago when I used my Chanel bronzer, my Chanel Soleil Tan, whatever it's called. I'll show you that in a minute. I only used that once. That's also a Project Pan. So yeah, that this one here can go back into the collection, and I'll probably pull it out in a couple of weeks to try and make some more progress. Right, so this is where it gets tricky. I love this blush for spring and summertime. It's such a beautiful blush. I don't know whether to put that one back. I know that I have to put one of them back, or this one, the Hourglass Luminous Flush. That's absolutely beautiful as well, and I haven't used that as much. What I'll do is I'll put the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach back. I'll probably end up pulling it out again next week. I'm definitely not putting this one back. I've absolutely been loving using this Natasha Denona Love Cheek Duo. It's so pretty. And I'm loving using cream formula at the moment as well. So yeah, that's staying in. and this one I want to stay in as well, this Steeler convertible colour. So we're not going to need to pull a lot of singles, just purely because there's quite a lot of singles here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 cream blushes, and one single, sorry, wrong way around, one single blush. But we've also got my Project Pan blushes, so that could be enough for the entire week, because I've got my eye on a palette as well that I want to pull. So we'll have a think about that. I don't think I'm going to pull another single blusher out though. So let's move on to the highlighters. Let me talk to you about this one. So this is the Huda Beauty, what is it called? Glow Obsessions, and this one is the lightest one that she does. So this is what it looks like, and I've managed to use all the highlighters this week, guys. I didn't think I'd be able to use this one, thought it was far too dark, if you remember me saying last week, but mixed with this shade, it's just beautiful. I'll show you what it looks like by itself. Can you see how dark it looks by itself? So now we're going to mix it with this top one here. Right, and it looks pretty dark, but it doesn't look that dark on my skin. So yeah, it just looks really, really nice. And I've used this one as well by itself, and I've used that one by itself. I've got that one on today. It's just a really beautiful highlighter palette, so this one can go back as well. Oops, dropping everything. Right, the next one is the I Heart Revolution Rose Gold Glow. So that's the packaging. How beautiful is that packaging? And then this is what it looks like. They are absolutely beautiful highlighters. I highly recommend them. I mean, if you want a blinding highlighter, get this palette if you're fair. I mean, even a medium skin tone would be able to carry this one off, because it's quite deep. I use that one and sometimes I mix them. But yeah, really, really do like that highlighter. It's a pity that it's going back. But yeah, we'll put that back. Then we've got the Poundland one. So, why? I thought I'd pick Rose Gold out. No, sorry, that's what I'm picking out this week. So we've got the highlighter Champagne. I've got 3 of these, and I think this is the medium shade I've got. It's called Champagne, and it just looks like that. These are really pigmented for £1. They're not the smoothest texture, but look at that. Very, very smooth when it goes on your cheeks. So that one can go back in the collection. Then we've got the Topshop one. I did use this once or twice. I'm still keeping it, but I'm still on the fence about it. That's what it looks like. And we'll do a swatch of that. So that's the shade. It looks very similar to the Huda Beauty one. Let's compare them. Now obviously this wasn't meant to be a comparison video, but I'm just curious to how similar they are. So it looks very, very similar to this one here, because they're both quite pink toned. No, the Huda one's much deeper. So that's Topshop, that's Huda. Right, and then the rest in the drawer are Project Pan, so I won't go through that with you because we'll be doing that around the 26th. To be honest, I've not really used those highlighters that much. So I'm just going to put all this into my basket like I did last week. And then we can go through the eyeshadow palettes, because I always forget to talk about the eyeshadow palettes. And that's the most important part, isn't it? That one can go in the box for the empties. Right, so that is very, very full. Can you see it? It's very, very full. that's just like face products. So now let's talk about eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so right, first of all, let's talk about this. Now, this is fairly new to the collection. I've only had it about a week and a half. It's beautiful. It's from Kami Cosmetics. She does a whole bunch of different ones. Can you see how sparkly it is? It's really, really, really pretty. I did use that with the Aura and Out palette. That was the whole reason for me to bring it out. So I used it with the greens, so I used this Fresh Cut shade with it. I'm sure I used Young Love as well, and I think that was it. I just placed that over the top of Fresh Cut and it looked really, really pretty. I thought to myself, well, I've got these chameleon flakes and I've got this one in Atlantic. Real pretty, but the first time I used it, I have got it on my channel, so I will link it. First time I used it, it didn't go well, and the second time I used it, it didn't go extremely well. So I've been trying to get a hold of a mixing medium. People are calling it a magic potion all over TikTok, but it is just a mixing medium. I think it's about £7 or £7.99, and she's completely sold out. So I'm going to wait for it to get that back in stock, and then we're going to try it again, and if I don't like it, then I'll just pass it on to someone that might want it. Anyway, so I think we used that on day one of me pulling out this palette. This wasn't in last week's Shop My Stash. I decided to pull it because of obviously this shade here. This is in the shade Minted, by the way. I've already done a video on them. I'm sure they're up on I'm sure it's up on the channel. And then this palette is absolutely beautiful. This palette is absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love everything in this palette. There's not a shade in this palette that I'm thinking, oh, I don't like it. It's just such a beautiful palette. These greens are really gorgeous. This Super Shock's nice. These blues here. These blues though, they turn green. Like this blue here, it's almost like it's a duochrome. It's called New Age and it's blue, but then on the eyes it looks green. Can you see? But it looks blue in the pan. I feel like this one, out of all the three of them that came in the vault, is going to be my favourite. And anyone that knows me on the channel and knows what kind of looks that I tend to do will understand why I feel that way. But yeah, I do really like it. It's going back with my Colourpop collection. We used this one first though. I used this one first. It's the Colourpop Limoncello. Oh my gosh, guys, this at the moment is my favourite palette out of all the Colourpop palettes I've tried. So it just looks like that. It's absolutely stunning. I thought my favourite palette would have been the Colourpop Her Honey, because I absolutely adore that palette. But these shades here, this yellow and this green, are a better formula than what's in the Her Honey. I mean, look how vibrant that yellow is. I'm going to swatch them on my hand as well. Just look at them, guys. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm doing a collaboration with a couple of other ladies, so this palette needs to stay out because I feel like I'm going to be using this palette. Not 100% sure yet, but so we've decided we're going to be using our favourite Colourpop palette, and I've not really tried that many Colourpop palettes. I've only tried a few, and I've still got a heck of a long way to go before I've tried every single one in my collection. But at the moment this one is definitely my favourite, so I'm going to keep this one out and just probably repeat a look that I've already done with the yellows and greens, but it's just so pretty. So we'll keep that one in my drawer for now because that has to go up next week, so pointless putting it back and then pulling it out. Just take those eyeshadows off, and then we've just got one more palette left to talk about. So that one is the Inner Trance. And the blues in this palette, believe it or not guys, are my favourites out of the entire palette. This purple here, this Mind's Eye, is just so damn powdery. It really isn't a nice eyeshadow. I mean, can you see it on the finger? I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it really is chunky. I'll swatch it on my hand. And it's not overly pigmented either. You can get it to work for you by putting a glitter glue down and then obviously putting some setting spray over the top. So I did manage to get it to work for me, but it didn't look how I wanted it to. So then I put on this all over again, glitter over the top, and that made it look so much better. So yeah, that kind of saved the look in my opinion. I had posted this look to Instagram Reels. I'd never used Instagram Reels before, and I thought I would just post a look, and I did it using this Mind's Eye shade and All Aura again, and I think Own Your Power and Up Level. They were the 4 eyeshadows that I used, and I used Clarity on the brow bone and inner corner as well. So it did look okay. And then today I've got Daydream Baby in the crease. I've got Crown Chakra on the lid, Up Level on the outer V, and I feel like that eyeshadow looked better than the one that I did yesterday. That's also on Instagram Reels if you want to check it out, if you've not already seen it. So yeah, both of them are going back in the collection. The only one that's staying is the Limoncello one. And then the bronzer that I used as well is the Chanel one. Soleil Tender Chanel, that's what it's called. I only used this once, but we are getting there with the progress on it. So I wouldn't repurchase this bronzer. I think it's a bit too orange tone for my skin. Because I'm the fairest of the fair, it looks okay now. I know how to work it a little bit better than I did, but it's not the best bronzer for my skin tone. So guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pop all this back into the collection, and then we'll come back and we'll choose some products for the upcoming week. Right, so I've put everything away. I'm going to pop everything in the basket. So we're going to start off with primers. There's one I hadn't used in ages. Oh, it's the Becca one. So it's just a little travel size of the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I want to use that, as well as the Japanese one that I've got out. So foundation wise, I want to try this again. I liked it when I first originally bought it, and then as I used it more and more, I didn't like it as much. So it's the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear 24 Hour. It's in the shade, it's one of the lightest ones. Yeah, 15 Porcelain. So we'll use that as well. And that's it. So concealers, I haven't got much choice because I've already used the e.l.f. ones. Shall we just pull this again? Yeah, let's use the Revolution Fast Base Concealer. I'm getting fed up with my concealer options because I count them as one because I use them together. Then we've got the Glossier one, which I don't much care for, and then the Maybelline one. So I feel like I definitely need some more concealer options. So don't mind the clips. So now I'm going to go in this drawer for the Illuminators. Which one shall I choose? Last week I was looking at this one, wasn't I? Because I've not used it in a long time. Yeah, let's pull it. Put the clips back. Right, so bronzer. I definitely want to use this one. It's a cream to powder bronzer. It's absolutely stunning. So this one is Too Faced Bronze Peach. It's the melting powder bronzer infused with peach and sweet fig cream. So that's what we're using for bronzer. For powders, I want to use this as an under eye powder. So it's the Wet n Wild, what's it called? Wet n Wild Photo Focus Powder, and the shade is Neutral Beige. And for loose powder, I wanted to use the e.l.f. one. So it's the e.l.f. Halo Glow. It's the lightest shade as well. I think it's just light. Yeah, it's just light. They do a couple of shades now on in that one, and then that's it for this drawer. Right, so blushes, I really don't need to pull anything. I've got far too many blushes, I think. But part of me thinks that I should at least pull one. I just don't know though, guys. I'm getting a bit fed up with these blushes. Oh, there was one actually. This one, this is more really autumn winter, but I've really not used it that much. It's the Wet n Wild Mellow Wine Blush. So let's pull that. That's our one. Highlighters. So I wanted to use this. I think this is too deep for me. So this is the last one. We've already tried Pearl, which I really like. Champagne's a little bit more deeper, and I think this is the deepest that they did. Rose Gold. So I'm going to see if I still want to keep that one. What other highlighters? I did want to pull this one. This Goddess of Love. I've not used this in such a long time, and just look how, look at that. I'm going to swatch it on my hand so you can see it as well. Better on the finger because my hands are quite dirty. So we're going to pull that. I'm trying to pull things I've not used in a long time. I'm being drawn to Cookie, but I know that I've used that recently. I haven't used the Too Faced, what is it, Blinded by the Light. Yeah, Too Faced Love Light Blinded by the Light in ages. Haven't used that. And I also haven't used my Dior one, so I think we're going to pull that out of this. Who else keeps these? I don't even know why I keep it. Just to be fancy, I guess. So we're going to use that, and you've just reminded me actually, there is a Dior Blush that I want to also see if I even want to keep it. I barely get any use out of it, and I think that's because I'm not too sure if I like it. So it's that one. It's in the shade, it's a rosy glow one, and it's in the shade 001 Petal. So we'll pull that. That's definitely enough blush. And I think that's it from this drawer. So this is what the drawer looks like. Right, so now a second drawer down. And I wanted to pull a palette, a face palette, and I've only used this once, and I really do like it. So it's the Kors Bronze and Glow palette. It's in the shade Candy Glow. So we'll pull that. I think that's it. Yeah. This drawer is looking slightly messier than the previous drawer. And then in these two bottom ones are face palettes. Just ignore what's going on the floor down there. It needs a bit of a clean. Yeah, in these ones it's just face palettes. I don't have them really by brand because I've only got two drawers. Next week I've been asked if I'll do a look with this palette. Show you what it looks like. So I'll be pulling that for next week. Ignore what's going on in that like kind of champagne shade, it came broken, but I'll be doing a look with this palette next week because it's a requested eyeshadow look, so there is that. So we've got my Makeup Revolution there, we've got some BH Cosmetics there, some ELF, some Wet n Wild, some Urban Decay, so it's kind of like a mishmash of products. Oh, and there's some Zoeva there as well. I think I've only got one Zoeva palette now. I think I gave the others away. This is definitely my favourite though out of the, I think I had 3 or maybe 4 palettes. It's great for autumn and winter. Right, so that's that drawer. I'll show you the other drawer as well. And then we've got another, sorry about the strap of my camera, we've got another mishmash of products down there, and then some singles over there. Right, now in here, in the Colourpop, we need to be using Miss Bliss. So that's the last one from the, what's it called, Cloud Dye Vault. That's the last one from the Cloud Dye Vault. And I've also got another palette that has been requested, so we will be using that as well. So yeah, it's that one. So that's the one that's been requested, I think. Yeah, it was definitely Topaz Obsessions. I wasn't too sure whether it was Topaz Obsessions or Coral Obsessions, but it was definitely Topaz. So that's the one that we're going to be using this week as well, and then that's our 2 palettes. But what I'm wondering is, for the next week, for the upcoming week, this one is new. This one's new, this Sigma Rosy. So I'm just wondering what you'd like to see, which palette. I'll definitely be pulling a Colourpop palette, or actually I want your advice on which one I should use. So Colourpop, I was thinking about maybe using Lilac Hue a lot. Hang on, let me open. Right, so what I wanted to do is use all my summer eyeshadows first. I mean, Lilac Hue a lot screams summer. Mint to Be definitely does. And then I was going through my other palettes and I saw this one. And this one is so soft and feminine. This Colourpop Wild Nothing definitely screams spring, summer as well. Out of all those 3 palettes, which would you like to see a look first on? So yeah, I'd really appreciate your input on that. I'm not too sure which one to use. I was going to do my 9 pans first, but then I thought, well, this one might be a good one as well. But whichever you choose, I'll use that one. And let me know if you want to see a look with the Sigma Rosy. If not, then I'll pull it out later on, because it's not like a necessity for me to use it as soon as I bought it. I only bought it last week. And I can use a different palette, maybe a different Colourpop palette. So yeah, I'd really like to know your thoughts on which one you like the best out of these 3 options. What we need to do now is pull some lipsticks, but some of them I'm gonna keep in here. These 2 are definitely staying in. I've had so much compliments on this lipstick here. So I didn't say in the video, but it is the Colourpop Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Philosopher. Like I said, I haven't used that one yet, but this one is kind of grungy, and then this one is in the shade Huntress. So we're going to keep them 2. That one I've not used yet. These 2 Maybelline ones can go back, I've used them. So this one was beautiful. This one is 955 Craving Coral. That one can go back. And then this one is in the shade 10 Nocturnal Rose. I didn't use this one either. See, I pulled far too many lipsticks out last week. This one always stays in just because I like how it looks on the vanity there. This one can go back as well. So this is the NYX in the shade Prague. This one I want to keep out as well. Same deal as that one. I really like how it looks. And I think we'll just pull a couple more lipsticks, maybe from the cube, because I never go in that cube. So let me just, let me just put all these back. Let me just put the palettes back and sort myself out, and then we'll pull some lipsticks for the upcoming week. Right, so this is the infamous cube. I don't know what to use. We definitely need a red because we haven't got a red, so we definitely need to pull one. Either this, I'm going to say Colourpop, this Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink, this one's in Hustle and Heels, either that one or this one. I've not used this in a while though. It's the shade 117 Groundbreaker. Let's pull this one, put that one back. I feel like using a gloss. I've not used that in ages. So it's the Kiko. It's in the shade 11 and it's one of the 3D Hydra. Now I don't normally wear glosses a lot, so that's why it's right at the bottom of the cube. maybe pull this one out as well. So it's the Maybelline Superstay My Ink. It was a collaboration that they did with Puma. I feel like this shade would go really well with the Topaz Obsessions. So we've got 3 there now. Maybe just pull one more for good measure. I don't know whether to pull this one. Which one do we like better? That one or that one? I think that one. I might pull the other one next week. I'll pull this other red as well. We don't need 2 reds, but we'll pull it. I can't remember what it looks like. So it's in the shade Morocco. So that is it. So they're all going back. And I might need to pull some in the week for looks that I haven't even thought of. I'm going to keep this out. I've decided to keep it out. Probably more blushes than I need, but at least we've got the option. Right, so let's pop these. Actually, no, we'll be doing swatches on them at the end. Right, so this is everything that we pulled out for the entire week. So I'm gonna put you back on the tripod now, and we're just gonna put everything away, the fun part, and then that will conclude the video. In the basket, let's just take this out. Then we can put the base products in first. Take the drawer out. These drawers need cleaning really soon. I think that's it for base. Right, now we've got blush and bronzer. I think that's it. Highlighter. I think the face palette's going to have to go in here. I'll show you this face palette now, and it's just so stunning. Absolutely love it. It's pretty plain packaging. Spoke about this in a recent video, but you won't see that for a few weeks. I just wanted to pull it out today because it's not had that much use, and this blush gives me summer vibes. Let me swatch it for you. Do another one. So that's it there. Really does give me summer vibes. It's a really nice glowy blush. I'm going to try and get that bronzer to work. It didn't work last time. It's just really light, which was a shock really because I'm so fair, and the highlighter is really nice as well. It's not, you know, it's not the most bougiest of packaging, but it is a really good face palette, and it's my newest face palette in the collection apart from the Huda Obsessions highlighters. So I'm just gonna put that there. Is that it? No, we've got another Dior highlighter there. And then I think it's just eyeshadow palettes. Of course we need to swatch the lipsticks. I'll just take all these swatches off now. Ready? Oh, I need to put these away as well. And in fact there's actually a liquid eyeshadow I want to pull, so these are going back in my collection. So the Kama Cosmetics eyeshadow in Minted, then the Atlantic Chameleon Flakes as well, they're going back. Right, so the 2 palettes that I pulled are Miss Bliss, which is kind of a peachy tone, pinky tone palette. The shade down here, Chakra, to me looks really pretty. So yeah, we're going to be using that. And then we've got the Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions, which has been requested, and we're going to be doing at least 4 days, 4 looks with this palette. So now let me I'll just get it actually. No, I'll take you over there. Right, so this is a hodgepodge of everything. I think I'm going to have to take these out of the packaging. I don't even think I've used these yet. I've used that emerald gems, but I haven't used the amethyst ones yet, so I don't know when I'm going to get time to use that. Also the Steeler ones are probably going to have to come out of the packaging, and then this Pixie and more Steeler over here. I don't know why I'm keeping this packaging. Right, so there is one in here that I want to use just because it's beautiful and I've not used it in a very, very long time. It's this Lottie one. It seems to be separating, so I don't know if it's still good to use. We'll swatch it over at the vanity. It's just so, so beautiful, and I think it will go well with that Miss Bliss palette. So these are beautiful, by the way. Like I said, I haven't tried the purple one yet, but the green one is absolutely stunning. What I have tried, I've not tried all of, well, the only thing I have tried is the white one. I've tried that in a couple of collaborations that I do each month. Oh, I don't know where I'm going to put these. Right, well, the single eyeshadow really should go with my single eyeshadow, so we don't need to worry about that. And the Kama Cosmetics one can go there with my Revolution ones. I need a bigger drawer, I think, or I need a declutter, one or the other. I'll just leave that there and sort that out later. Right, let's go back on the tripod. Okay, let me show you how pretty this eyeshadow is. So it's Lottie London, it's one of her eye foils, and this one is in the shade Savage. So it just looks like that, and it's like a duochrome. Just gonna build it up so you can see it. Like, it looks pink in the tube, doesn't it? It looks like a pinky lavender shade. Yeah, it looks like a pinky lavender shade in the tube, but look what it looks like on the hand. It looks so like foiled goodiness, and I feel like it would go really, really nice with some of these lighter tones here. You're only getting 3 shimmers, so we could actually do 4 days 4 looks with this palette as well. You can't see it, can you? We're only getting 3 shimmers, so we can actually do 4 days 4 looks with this palette as well. Yeah, so I feel like this shade here would look really, really pretty with some of these like pinky, peachier tones. So I thought I'd pull that as well and test that out and see how that looks. Do a look with that. Maybe I'll do a look separate to the look that the 3 days 3 looks that I actually film with the palette. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do yet. I'll either do 3 days 3 looks or 4 days 4 looks and use the foil from Lotte. But it's really, really nice. I'm gonna put this in here as well, just so I know to use it with the Miss Bliss palette. And then it's just lipsticks. Whoops. It's left loads of glitter on me. That foil. Right, so that is going back. That NYX Soft Matte in the shade Prague. Right, so we've only got 4 this week, 4 lipsticks, but we've still got some in the lipstick container. So we've got this one. I don't tend to like swatching mattes, but I'll show you the shade it is. That's it there. Then we'll do the NYX Morocco one next to it, because that's a red. I think that's more orange toned. Yeah, this is more of the red that I do tend to like. So that's that one there. Then we've got this Maybelline and Puma collab that they did. This one is in the shade Unapologetic, which is that one there. And then the gloss by Kiko, this beautiful gloss here. You could probably wear this over a matte lipstick as well. I've never actually tried that. It's just going to give your lips that juicy look. Which is that one there. So that's all the lipsticks that we pulled this time. So let's go and put them into the container. Okay, so really I should have all the Maybelline ones together. I don't think they're going to fit. Right, so we'll put them at the back then. That one can go at the front there, kind of on a slant. The NYX Soft Matte can go at the back there as well. Then we've got this one. I do still want to test it. I don't know for 100% whether I want to declutter it. I did a video recently and I just didn't know whether it looked good on me. When that video goes live, I'd appreciate your comments on it. I just don't know where to put it now though, guys. Maybe at the back. So I'll put it just at the back there, but I might forget it's there. That's the only thing. So yeah, that's what we're looking like. Like I said, I always keep that one in, and that one's got quite a good place at the moment in the lipstick container because they're cute. I mean, how bougie are they? So yeah. Guys, this concludes the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time and support on the channel. It means the absolute world to me. Please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.